The Los Angeles Lakers are off to a promising start this NBA season, and fans are buzzing with hope, demonstrating they have what it takes to stand toe-to-toe with some of the league's most competitive teams. It's a positive start for sure, but in Los Angeles, merely competing doesn't cut it. The bar is set high, and the franchise is all about one thing: winning championships. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. The Lakers front office and coaching staff are fully aware of this. The team has been meticulously constructed with title ambitions in mind, featuring a roster that aims to maximize the skills of superstars like LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But despite their talents and early wins, the current roster may still be missing crucial pieces to make a legitimate run for the championship. That's why the trade market is already an area of focus for the organization, even though the season is still young. The team knows it needs to upgrade and bring in reinforcements to transform into a true title contender. As it stands, discussions around potential trades have already started to heat up. One name that has caught the Lakers' attention is Walker Kessler, the 7'1" young center from the Utah Jazz. Kessler is an emerging talent with impressive shot-blocking abilities, defensive prowess, and a skill set that would complement Anthony Davis perfectly. Adding a player like Kessler to the roster could significantly enhance the Lakers' interior defense and rebounding, two areas where they've occasionally struggled. However, making a trade for Kessler is easier said than done. According to insider reports, the Lakers have expressed a serious interest in acquiring him. In fact, they've already put forward a substantial offer. The proposed deal includes guard D'Angelo Russell along with multiple first-round draft picks. On the surface, this offer seems attractive. Russell is a former All-Star with scoring potential, and first-round picks are valuable assets for any team looking to rebuild. But, as reported by Sam Amick of The Athletic, this package doesn't seem to be enough to sway the Jazz. Amick shared some revealing details about the situation. While our Jovan Buha recently reported the Lakers have interest in Kessler, a Jazz source indicated the possible framework of a deal, D'Angelo Russell and multiple first-round picks, would not be of interest. As noted above, though, there could be other Lakers iterations that might be of more interest. This news underscores the challenges the Lakers face in securing a deal. The Jazz, who are clearly committed to developing their young talent, don't seem eager to part ways with Kessler unless they're offered something truly compelling. The lukewarm reception to the Lakers' offer could be tied to D'Angelo Russell's inconsistent start to the season. After re-signing with the Lakers over the summer, expectations were high for Russell to play a pivotal role in the team's offense. Yet, his performance through the first 6 games has left much to be desired. He's averaging only 12.2 points per game, along with 2.3 rebounds and 5.7 assists. His shooting percentages are also a concern, 40% from the field and a dismal 29% from beyond the arc. This is a significant drop from last season, when he shot an impressive 41% from 3, making him the Lakers' most reliable long-range shooter. Russell's struggles may be impacting his trade value, which complicates matters for the Lakers. While his expiring contract could be attractive to teams looking to clear cap space, his on-court performance needs to improve to make him a more appealing trade asset. The Lakers and their fans are holding out hope that he can turn things around and rediscover his shooting touch. A revitalized Russell would not only benefit the team but also strengthen the Lakers' negotiating position in trade discussions. Trading Kessler would be a strategic decision for the Jazz, one that could potentially accelerate their rebuilding process. Kessler is a valuable asset, but if the Jazz are committed to a full-scale rebuild, they might consider parting with him in exchange for a haul of draft picks and other assets. Still, any deal involving Kessler would have to be carefully considered, as he's a key part of their future plans. For the Lakers, the road ahead is complex. The team's front office will need to weigh their options and possibly get creative if they hope to land a player of Kessler's caliber. They might explore alternative trade scenarios or add more assets to sweeten the deal. It's a delicate balancing act between making necessary improvements and not sacrificing too much of the team's future. As the trade deadline approaches, expect more rumors and speculation to swirl around the Lakers. Fans will be watching closely, eager to see if the team can pull off a move that propels them into the championship conversation. One thing is clear: the pressure is on, and the Lakers are determined to do whatever it takes to maximize this season's potential. In the meantime, the team will continue to grind through the regular season, with every game serving as both a test and an opportunity to prove they have what it takes. The stakes are high, and every decision made from now until the trade deadline could make or break their championship aspirations. Stay tuned, because this season is shaping up to be an exciting one for Lakers Nation. Anthony Davis's foot injury deepens Lakers' troubles in painful loss to Detroit. Detroit. Just how serious will things get for the Los Angeles Lakers if Anthony Davis is forced to miss time due to his foot injury? The question looms large, especially after their disappointing performance on the road. LeBron James, seated in front of his locker following yet another disheartening Lakers defeat, didn't have much patience for speculating about that possibility. "I don't deal in hypotheticals," James said firmly. "We're going to have to see how AD is feeling in the next couple of days and then go from there. But you don't need a rocket scientist to understand the difference between having AD on the floor or not. It's obvious, come on." During the Lakers' 115-103 loss to the Detroit Pistons at Little Caesars Arena on Monday night, the main concern for much of the game had been the team's struggling defense, which ranks 25th in the league. The Pistons capitalized on this, raining down shots from the perimeter and punishing the Lakers' defensive lapses. However, the concern shifted drastically when Davis injured his left foot with just under 5 minutes left on the clock. As he planted his foot to receive a pass from LeBron and scored inside, he immediately appeared to be in distress. Only 20 seconds later, the Lakers called a timeout, and Davis crumpled to the court in pain. Teammate D'Angelo Russell, along with team trainer John Ishop, had to help him off the floor. Davis gingerly made his way to the basket stanchion, trying to stretch out his foot before limping back to the huddle. Despite the evident discomfort, he toughed it out and stayed on the floor for the remainder of the game. He even managed to contribute an alley-oop lay-in, but every move he made was accompanied by visible grimaces and a pronounced limp. Even in pain, he finished the game with a heroic stat line of 37 points and 9 rebounds across 39 grueling minutes. The defeat dropped the Lakers to a 4-3 overall record, leaving them with only one win on their current 5-game road trip. Now, a daunting reality awaits: the possibility of facing Wednesday's game against the Memphis Grizzlies, or even more games beyond that, without their star big man. "I'm not sure," Davis admitted when asked if he might be sidelined. "I'll talk to my trainer and try to figure out exactly what's going on. Honestly, I've been managing this issue since the summer, and my goal is always to stay on the court. Unfortunately, tonight I landed right on the spot that's been bothering me. We'll see what happens next." The potential absence of Davis could send shockwaves through the Lakers lineup. Losing their centerpiece on both ends of the floor would cripple their already struggling defense and rob them of the league's leading scorer. Without Davis, the Lakers' 6th-ranked offense would also take a significant hit, as he is not only their top scorer but also their most utilized player. Depth is already a pressing issue for the Lakers. Jackson Hayes, currently the team's only available backup center, comes with his own complications. The NBA has recently reopened an investigation into a 2021 domestic violence case involving Hayes, after new video evidence emerged from TMZ. When questioned about it, Hayes kept his response brief: "Me and my team are working with the league on this matter, and I don't have any further comments at this time." Other front-court options are equally dire. Christian would remain sidelined following off-season knee surgery, while two-way player Christian Koloko is currently with the South Bay Lakers in the G League, working on his conditioning after being cleared under the NBA's return-to-play protocols. Meanwhile, forward Jared Vanderbilt, who isn't a center but could at least offer some elite front-court defense, is still at least another week away from returning after undergoing double foot surgeries this past offseason. This leaves the Lakers with few good options. They might consider calling up two-way big man Armel Traore to step in as a backup center, but that would be far from ideal. Alternatively, the team may once again have to experiment with small ball lineups, featuring LeBron James or Rui Hachimura at the center position. However, these makeshift lineups would severely impact their interior defense and rebounding, making them even more vulnerable. While Davis hasn't been officially ruled out yet, even if he can manage to play in Memphis, his presence may not fully solve the Lakers' glaring defensive issues. Los Angeles has struggled mightily since starting the season 3-0, losing 3 of their last 4 games. The team has been thoroughly outplayed for long stretches, getting outscored 141-108 over the second half of their victory against Toronto and the first half of Monday's loss to Detroit. The frustration was palpable, and head coach J.J. Redick didn't hide his disappointment. "We're all feeling frustrated," Redick said. Ahead of each game, Redick outlines key focus areas, trying to address the Lakers' problems one game at a time. Lately, transition defense has been the main emphasis. Ranked dead last in the league entering Monday's game, the Lakers' inability to defend in transition has been a major driver of their poor overall defensive rating. Despite this focus, the game against Detroit showed that the Lakers are far from improving defensively. At times, it felt like the Pistons were simply playing at a different speed. Detroit's quickness and athleticism posed constant problems, highlighting the Lakers' struggles to match their opponent's energy. In the first half alone, the Pistons racked up 12 of their 14 fast break points, sprinting their way to a 67-53 halftime lead. The Lakers did manage to clamp down on defense in the second half, limiting Detroit to just 48 points and allowing only 2 fast break points. They even closed the gap to within 6 points on several occasions. But as the saying goes, it was too little, too late. Once again, the Lakers had dug themselves into too deep a hole in the first half, echoing their collapse in Cleveland just days earlier. These struggles have left Anthony Davis and the rest of the team searching for answers. The lack of consistency is troubling, and Davis himself voiced the confusion and frustration. "We're like two completely different teams right now," Davis said. "One night, we look like we could be one of the best teams in the league. The next, we look like a team I don't even recognize. We've got to be better. We have to put together a full 48-minute effort if we're serious about achieving anything this season." The harsh reality for the Lakers is that their best basketball has been played when Davis is at his dominant best, controlling both ends of the floor. If he's forced to miss time, the team's already shaky foundation could crumble further, making the road ahead that much more difficult. When it comes to the 2017 NBA Draft, one of the most shocking revelations is that the Los Angeles Lakers, a team deeply rooted in NBA history and one that many aspiring players dream of joining, never even considered Jayson Tatum. The current Boston Celtics star, who has openly shared his admiration for the Lakers and his childhood hero Kobe Bryant, found himself heartbroken when he realized that the franchise he had idolized wasn't interested at all. Reflecting on that time, Tatum shared his experience on the Club 520 podcast. "Looking back now, everything worked out as it should. But the build-up to that draft was intense, and everyone was convinced that Markelle Fultz would be the #1 pick, with the Lakers locked in on selecting Lonzo Ball second," Tatum said. "The Celtics initially held the first pick, and I remember they came to Phoenix to watch me work out. The Suns, who had the 4th pick, also scouted me. But even as he showcased his talents, Tatum sensed that being the top pick was never in the cards, especially after a frank conversation with a member of the front office. One of the executives approached me after my workout and said, 'Man, that was one of the best workouts I've ever seen. Good luck, but you know, we have the first pick, and we're probably not going to take you,' Tatum recalled, emphasizing the reality of the situation. "So, at that point, I knew I wasn't going to be the first pick. Yet, deep down, I always dreamed of playing for the Lakers. I grew up a huge fan of Kobe Bryant, and it crushed me when I realized they had no interest. They didn't bring me in for a workout or even watch me play. It felt like a huge letdown because I'd always pictured myself in purple and gold." However, the draft landscape began to change drastically in the days leading up to the event. Suddenly, the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers struck a deal that shook up the order, moving the Celtics to the 3rd pick. Right before the draft, Boston and Philly made that trade, and Boston dropped to 3rd. "At that point, I honestly wanted to play in Phoenix," Tatum admitted. "Earl Watson was their coach, and he had been really supportive. I liked the idea of joining a young team in a great environment, and I'd even started looking for places to live there. The weather was perfect, the team was rebuilding, and it seemed like a great opportunity. It felt right." Tatum's college coach, the legendary Mike Krzyzewski, known to most as Coach K, played a pivotal role in how things unfolded. "Coach K called me and said that Boston wanted a second workout. At that time, I wasn't thrilled. I didn't want to go to Boston," Tatum confessed. "The Celtics were already strong, coming off a trip to the Eastern Conference Finals. I didn't think I'd get a chance to play, and I was worried I'd be sitting on the bench. But Coach K kept emphasizing how good Brad Stevens was as a coach, how he was one of the best in the NBA. Despite his reservations, Tatum flew to Boston just 3 days before the draft for another workout. Little did he know, this would be a turning point in his career. "I went, gave it my all, and the rest, as they say, is history. It all worked out better than I could have imagined," Tatum reflected. Meanwhile, the players drafted ahead of him, Markelle Fultz and Lonzo Ball, encountered vastly different fates. Fultz's career was derailed early by a series of shoulder injuries that led to a complete overhaul of his shooting mechanics, and he never fully regained his college form. He has struggled to find stability in the league and is currently without a team. Lonzo Ball, selected second by the Lakers, faced his own setbacks. His time in the NBA has been marred by knee injuries that kept him sidelined for nearly 3 years, though he has recently made a return to the court. In contrast, Jayson Tatum's career trajectory has been nothing short of spectacular. Now in his 7th season with the Celtics, he has established himself as one of the league's premier players and was instrumental in securing Boston's 18th championship. His versatility, scoring ability, and leadership have made him the cornerstone of the franchise. Tatum's impact goes beyond the stat sheet. He has become a symbol of the Celtics' storied tradition and their aspirations for more titles. The transition of Brad Stevens from head coach to president of basketball operations has further shaped the team's future. The Celtics have remained perennial contenders under his leadership, and their ambitions continue to grow. For the 2024-25 season, Boston is once again among the favorites to win it all. They currently hold an impressive 7-1 record, sitting second in the Eastern Conference, and fans are optimistic about another championship run. Looking back, Tatum can appreciate how everything fell into place. "It's funny how life works out," he said. "I didn't get to play for the Lakers, the team I grew up loving, but I found a home in Boston. And honestly, I wouldn't change a thing."